Hi, this is going to be a tutorial on how to change the oil in a car. This is a Honda VTEC with weight oil 5W30. It's always recommended to go with what this engine is recommended, or your engine is recommended. I've seen that if you use, say, 5W30, this car or your engine could run sluggish. So you just always want to make sure that you put what's recommended in there, because if you feel that your car is running sluggish, it's because it doesn't have the right weight. I guarantee it. I've dealt with it. I've had experience with it. So I know for a fact that if you don't put the right oil weight, you will have a problem. This is a VTEC 01 Honda Prelude. What we're going to be using today is Mobile 1 with the extended performance. It's advanced full synthetic oil. This jug comes with a 5 quarts. We grab a little extra just in case we got to top it off. We got this K&N oil filter. We got our tools that we need. We need just this wrench here to be able to turn the oil filter off. We got our tool to take off the bolt for the oil pan there. It is a 11/16, and this is a 3/8 ratchet. You know, grab yourself some napkins and go to town. So we're gonna go down here. This is our oil pan. We're gonna be catching the oil. And if you look at your car after you jack it up, you can see that your oil, engine oil bolt is going to be right there. So we're going to see if we can unloosen it, and that way we can pour out the oil. So here we go. What you want to do is, so you can see, if you're not familiar with this, these ratchets have where, I'm pretty sure it's standard. If you turn it to the right side, that's for off. And if you turn it to this side, that's for on. So if you're ever wondering if you have it wrong, just make sure that you have it there. And don't get me wrong, some bolts do come backwards, so it's always different. But I know that if you're going to be changing the oil, this is standard. So let's get busy. So here we go. I had it a little loose already, just so that way. And it's really not that hard. So once you get it, just spin it off, and there it is. You get yourself your napkin that you had here. Kind of wipe your hands down, clean off the bolt, inspect it, make sure that it's good, and that's it. Clean your hands off so that way you don't get the dirt, the oil all over the floor here. And once you do that, that should be it. And just kind of wait until this finishes, and then we can get the oil filter off. Pour this to the side, and you're done. Jeez, that's simple. I guess the hardest part is actually having the right tools to come under here, because these bolts are always different. You could have a 1/2 inch, you could have a 9/16, you could have 11/16, 18 metric, 17, 16 metric, 15. So they're always different. So as long as you know what bolt size, you can also look online at Google and see what your bolt size is, and go to the auto store and just grab it there, and you're good. I wouldn't recommend you go to Walmart and buy tools from there, because they do kind of don't got, I would say, really good type of tools. You could easily go to AutoZone and, you know, buy a good little set, or if you wanted to go to, you know, Home Depot or Lowe's and get a little nice set, that would be pretty good just to kind of have as a beginner. You know, you don't need nothing too big, you know, from going to a 20 metric or, you know, so once we get there to that point where it's almost completely done, just gonna kind of let that sit. Sometimes, honestly, what I like to do is pour a little bit of oil that you got extra down, just to kind of clean it out a little bit better. That's just my little tip. That's my little secret that I like to do. So that way it kind of cleans off all that extra dead, that nasty stuff that's in there. So be careful when you're walking around. You don't want to trip over that. We'll pour a little bit in there just to kind of get that going through. And that's it. Prep your filter. Put a little bit of oil inside the filter. You don't have to put as much. You do want to put some around the gasket, some oil. Just get it on your finger and rub the gasket all around, and just set it to the side. So once that's coming out a little bit cleaner, I guess that should be okay there. Doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you ran that other oil through, should be good. And, you know, just do a little cleanup right here. It's always nice to clean up where the oil is coming out of, so that way it's not all dirty or whatever. It looks clean. And same thing, just flip it to the other side and start tying them up. Don't want to tie it up too hard, okay? Don't overdo yourself here. Just to the point where it's good and vámonos. That's it. Don't overdo it, because if you strip that, ooh, you're going to have a hard time taking that off. Now let's get to the other part where we got to remove the oil filter. So we're going to put ourselves up here and for some reason this is a little bit smaller. I can hand tighten this, so let's see if I can just do it like that. This thing is, as you can see here, this thing was a little loose. I'm just trying to figure out a way to get in there without getting all dirty. As you can see there. is. Let me see if I can stick my hand in there. I just hate myself oil. But there it is. Let's just be careful that we don't drop this filter and bring it down nicely where we can put down without this splashing on us, because that would not be good. Oil all over yourself, on your head and your eyes. And so once you take that off, let's bring it down, drain it out, and let's just set it to the side. Set this to the side. Set that to the side there. Go ahead and clean off my hands. So now, what we want to do is get in here, clean off all this oil drip, especially on the exhaust. We don't want that burning on the exhaust. It would not smell good. Some extra stuff up here. And you want to make sure you clean up in that hole